Hi, good afternoon, Dr.
Hi, good
William.
afternoon.
Thank you for taking the time out to be here with us at
Happy
the
to be here.
British Muslim Heritage Center. And I'd like to interview you as part of the conference that's taking place here on Islam and Scientism. And could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Sure. I'm currently an associate professor of Islamic studies at Bowdoin College, a liberal arts college in Maine in the U.S.
Okay.
I got interested in this as an undergraduate. I started my first year of university. I started taking Arabic as sort of my one class that one would never think of taking, and then just jumped into that. At the same time, I majored in history of science and got interested in Islamic science, and followed that through graduate school and a PhD.
So what made you take a greater interest in Arabic and Islam?
I mean, I do like learning foreign languages. I mean, I think it's, besides the fact that it's just a great language, I mean, I think it was the first thing that taught me that something that's a little, in the late 80s was a little more offbeat, a little out of the way, not what people were doing, not something that's going to make you rich, can nevertheless be extremely hard and as complicated as something like organic chemistry. And the reward I got from putting in even more time and working harder, I think, just kind of fed it, and it built on itself, and it just kept getting interested.
So what do you think shapes the perception of science in society?
Just generally speaking?
Yes, just generally speaking.
Yeah, generally speaking. I mean, I think generally speaking, it would be broader historical and social conditions. And I mean, I think the one that general audience really needs to be aware of, particularly in Europe and North America, would be the Enlightenment. In that Enlightenment thinkers, perhaps definitely aware of what Enlightenment era scientists such as Isaac Newton were accomplishing, also began to rethink the role of what we think of as religion in our lives and in our societies. And religion became something that's much more private than it used to be. And this concept of the word religion in its current meaning is really an Enlightenment concept, and thus. A reassessment of what a religious tradition is also will change what the role of science is.
Do you think that the way modern science is understood, has it become like a religion now?
Has it become like a religion? That's a good question. I mean, I think it's not a religious tradition. That is, you talk to a scientist, I mean, he or she might characterize himself or herself as Muslim or Christian or Hindu or whatever. And if they're an atheist, well, they might tell you that. I think though, academically, it is possible to study science as a religion, within the study of religion, and certainly scientism is closer, where it's making statements that are hard to prove thoroughly.
I see. How would you say science has changed over time in terms of has it sort of taken on its own type of a religious notion in today's time versus in the past, or what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that one of the words in the title of this conference is scientism, and I think that scientism is increasingly prominent in scientism, and that would be the idea that natural science produces the only way to truth, and that approach to truth depends on material causes and only material causes, and that's all that there is worth. That's all we really ought to be talking about. Yeah, that's definitely become more prevalent
that's right.
In my own lifetime.
I see, because it's always been evolving rationally, or it's more to do with the individual genius and paradigm shifts of
science
that have been sort of taking place with all the philosophers.
Well, I think science continues to move, and I mean, whether I'd call it. I tend to work as a historian, so I would shy away from saying that science has some inherent rational core. I think it's very clear that science are trying to be rationalists and are investigating nature rationally. That's a definition of science. Whether science has its own rationalist living entity, I mean, that's a little more that's not for me to say.